That's good, eh? Yeah.
Yeah, I think that's good. Oh, Canada! Oh, so patriotic.
It is. Hey, everybody! We are celebrating Canada's 150th birthday this weekend. And we are so excited because Canada's getting old.
Old by our standards, but not by everybody else's, I don't think.
Yeah, exactly. And to celebrate, we thought that we would teach you how to speak Canadian because we're a little bit different up here in the Great White North. And if you come to visit us, you might get a little bit confused by the way we speak.
Well, these things that we're going to go through today will teach you a few words, a few phrases, how to say a few things, so when you do come up here, you will fit in.
The first word we want to teach you is something that every Canadian uses from birth. I think it's the first word I said when I spoke. It is the word A. There was a dramatic pause.
that was a very dramatic
now,
pause.
you have to learn how to say the word A properly.
Everybody always puts emphasis on A, and it shouldn't be that. It should just be an easy flow with the sentence.
Exactly. And when you use the word A, it's just to add a question to something. So if you're asking a question, we just put A at the end of it. Like, if you meet me and you find out I'm Canadian, you can come up to me when we're traveling and say, "Oh, so you're Canadian, eh?"
So, let's do a little bit of a breakdown of the words that you need to know when you come to Canada.
Okay. Dave, what do Canadians call a backpack?
A knapsack.
Okay. What do we call a couch?
A Chesterfield.
What do we call the letter that comes after Y?
Z.
What do we call underwear?
Gitch. It's true. Well, let's move on to something a little more sensical.
Okay, do we have,
All right.
do we have any sense up here?
Of course. Sticking with the tradition of shortening things, when we go to the beer store and we want to buy a case of beer, what do we ask for? Well, we ask for a 2-4 because there's 24 beers in a case of beer. Now, most people call it a case, or I know in Australia they call it a flat of beer, and they get a really good laugh out of us calling it a 2-4. But come on, that's just logical.
If there's 24 beer, I get a case of 2-4, and I'm gonna drink for the weekend. And then you know what's even better is we have a long weekend at the beginning of every summer. That is Queen Victoria's birthday. It's Victoria Day, is what the traditional name is called. But Canada calls it May 2-4 weekend. We know that we pick up a 2-4 beer and then we go up to the cottage. We grab a Timmy's on the way because it's always a 3-hour drive to the cottage because everywhere you go in Canada is a long drive. And then we drink our beer all May 2-4 weekend long. Dave, what's Timmy's?
Timmy's is our national coffee store.
Yeah, it's our coffee house.
It is. It's really like a national source of pride.
Yes, a Canadian icon started it. Hockey player Tim Hortons.
Not only do you need to know that it's called Timmy's, but you have to know how to order when you go.
If you pull up to a drive-thru, Dave, what do you order?
I order a large double-double. And you're probably going, what the heck is a large double-double? Well, it's a large coffee with 2 cream and 2 sugar.
Oh yeah,
that's
sweet,
Canadian slang.
A large double-double.
What's next, Deb?
I would say the next thing that Canadians have a pet peeve with is when people say to us, "Oh, you're Canadian, eh? Are you gonna go oot and a boot?" Canadians do not say oot and a boot. No.
That does not feel good on the ears. Don't ever say that.
We say oat and a boat. That's how we talk about it.
Yeah.
It's more back in the throat, oat, you know? So
and a bout is more like a boat.
That's
not
it.
a boot. Not a boot you put on your foot, but a boat that you go rowing in.
Yeah, that's exactly it. So it's about 4 o'clock. That's how we say it.
Not, it's a boot 4 o'clock.
So let's hear everybody. It's a boat.
Boat 4.
I just said a boot. What do we call a small bottle of booze?
A Mickey. 375 ml.
What do we call a brown noser?
A keener. You're a keener.
What do you call a guy's pot belly?
Why, that's a Molson muscle. And why do you call it a Molson muscle? Well, because we're very good at drinking beer. Our beer is made by Molson, and hey, it does a good job of building up this muscle.
They work very hard.
Makes sense.
Yeah, the men up here work really hard on that Molson mustache.
There's a little bit of pride there.
Now, I thought the whole world knew that we called our $1 coin a loonie.
I thought so too.
But I was telling some people when we were in Istanbul a couple months ago, and they were like, you call your currency a loonie? And this is what a loonie is, people. It's our $1 coin. Dave, why do Canadians call our $1 coin a loonie?
Well, you know, it's actually for a really good reason, because in Canada, as you know, we're very practical. We call things what they actually are. It's because on our loonie is an actual picture of a loon.
A loon is a bird that goes,
Ooh, ooh. Well, there you go.
the call of the loon.
So when you're sitting on your deck at your cottage, consuming one of your 2-4s, or perhaps having a Timmy's, you can listen to the call of the loon. Oh, I know one other thing.
Okay.
It's washroom.
Oh, yes.
That's what we call our toilets up here.
Yes.
It's not toilet. It's not bathroom.
It's not ladies' room.
It's not ladies'
powder
room. It's not water closet. There's so many different names. It's actually washroom.
Yeah, we call it a washroom.
Because you go in there, you go to the washroom, and you wash your hands.
We call trainers, I guess, or sneakers.
Or tennis shoes.
Tennis shoes, runners.
Yeah, any sort of athletic type shoe is called a runner
Yeah.
up here. So you can run in any type of athletic shoe. We're not prejudiced against what kind of shoes you wear.
No.
We call it all the same.
I call them running shoes. That's
Yeah.
what I personally called them all my life. I said, I need a new pair of running shoes.
Not sneakers?
I never, ever call them sneakers.
Now, we don't just have the loonie. Toonie came about just because it sort of made sense. And it rhymed with loony.
What do we call macaroni and cheese?
That's KD. I don't think anybody who is not Canadian will guess what this word means.
Okay.
Are you ready? Pogie. Who knows what pogie means? You know, it's not like a stick you jump on. It's not like the wiener on a stick. You know.
Pogie is our
slang term.
It's a slang term for unemployment.
Or social assistance.
Yeah. Well, no, we don't even call it social assistance up here. We call it unemployment.
Yeah.
If you get laid off from work.
It's pogie.
Yeah, you go collect your pogie.
You go collect pogie.
Okay, the next thing that is very Canadian is something that we all wear in the wintertime. We wear something called a tuque.
And what a tuque is it's a hat. It's usually a wool hat or something very warm that comes down over your ears, and usually it has a pom-pom on the top as well. That's very, very Canadian, and we call that a tuque. So if you're wondering what a tuque is, it keeps your head warm, and it's quite fashionable.
And one final word. Work on learning how to apologize. Apologize to a table if you run into it. Apologize to a pole if you run into it. Apologize to the person that runs into you. That's what we do. We always say, I'm sorry to everything.
And that brings us to the end of the video.
If you want to learn more about Canada and travel, make sure you subscribe to our YouTube channel in the link below.
Hey.
Subscribe, eh? Or you'll be sorry.